I'm vibing, chat. I'm vibing. Hello and welcome back to Lorcana Villain. My name is Baker, and today is a very rare Baker stream on the channel. We've got a few items of business this evening. It is 9 PM UK time. We're going to start off just by having a little bit of a chat. Talk about the last couple of weeks. I've got a couple of photos to show, etc, etc. All that sort of good, lovely stuff. We are going to be opening up a box of set 10 Whispers in the Well, which I'm super grateful to Ravensburger for sending me. I also received the 2 new starter decks and a trove and one of the playmats. The video of me opening those starter decks and the trove are linked down below. If you missed that, do please go and check that out. But we have the entire box that's still to go, so we're going to be opening that up on stream today. The only reason these cards are out was I was gonna say these were my best pulls out of the 10 packs of Whispers in the Well that I've already opened. The Shere Khan and the Prince Charming, which is 2 legendaries out of 10 packs, is not bad. I kind of lost my mind at this Shere Khan. I was like, oh, this just looks super cool. But if you've been doing any theorizing or testing for set 10, you probably already know that these are 2 of the less impactful cards in the set 10 metagame, but still super nice to own them. So yeah, we're going to be opening up an entire box of Whispers in the Well. We'll just put these over here. So that'll be coming very shortly. Piece of the Hexwell crown there. We'll get to that. We just teasing. I'm gonna pop that just behind me with the rest of it. But again, we'll get to that. And then the other thing that I want to do, but before I zoom ahead, are the levels okay? Like, you should be hearing the music just sort of sitting under my voice. I should be coming through clearly. Please let me know now if I am too loud, if the music's too loud, because what I'm about to say is something that I'll probably end up clipping and showing in a video, or at the very least, if people are watching about the stream, it's an important bit of news on the channel, so I want to make sure that that's being translated across time and space. So I think there's about a 10-second delay on the stream, so hopefully soon I'll hear you guys letting me know if I need to change anything about the levels before we get into that. But yeah, the idea is we're going to chat a little bit. I've got a couple of photos to show, talk about my experience last night seeing Hercules in the West End, mate. Then we'll be going into opening up the box of Whispers in the Well. I then have the vlog of the footage that I took in Milwaukee to show. Bear in mind, I call it a vlog. I don't do a lot of talking during it. There's bits and pieces, but it's mostly just crowd footage. I uploaded a highly edited highlights version to Twitter. I think it was yesterday or the day before. To the soundtrack of We Could Be Immortals by Fall Out Boy or from Big Hero 6. Obviously I can't show that version on this stream because I'll get copyrighted, but I'm going to show the entirety of it. It's actually 21 minutes of vlog footage, and that's still me having like cut out bits and bobs. But I want to show that in its entirety and just talk about Milwaukee and just let the good vibes flow. So that will take up a good 20 minutes of the stream. We are then going to go over the top 8 deck lists for DLC Milwaukee. Now, I never covered the deck lists for Bologna, purely because, and we'll get into this a little bit more in a moment, but I got super ill coming out of Bologna, like the illest I've been in 15 years easily. And it took me a full week before I was even in half a state, feeling like I could make a video. And by then I felt like I lost my window, and I had a lot of catching up to do in other things, like, you know, reviewing the new set and videos that I knew would perform better, because I kind of lost my window for those deck lists to kind of for that video to reliably get much traffic, which I do need to think about, but I still always felt bad that I never covered them. But then I had the same concern about Milwaukee, because obviously we've just had it was fantastic, but now everyone's eyes are firmly on set 10 meta, and mine as well, to be honest. But covering deck lists is what I do. It's what I quote-unquote made my name doing. And again, like, I've met people throughout my time in Lorcana who have said, yo, you reviewed my list in this video maybe 3, 6, 9, 12 months ago, and it was still meaningful. So I always want to try and give the spotlight. I am just going to do the top 8. But if you are in chat right now and you were in top 32 of Milwaukee, or you are the best friend of someone that made top 32, or a teammate of someone that made top 32 in Milwaukee, if you let, again, we're not going to do the deck list until much later on, and I'll repeat this later. But if you are any of those people, let me know. If, like, say, yo, I came 17th, whatever it is, I would love it if you'd quickly highlight my deck. Then I will absolutely do that. It will be via ink decks. I have made Dreamborn versions of the top 8 lists that we'll review. But if anyone else is in chat that made top 32 that would like their deck covered, or it's their friend or a teammate or whatever, and they know it would be meaningful, then I'm of course happy to do that. Let me know probably though at the time, because that'll probably be at least 45 minutes from now, because we've got to open up an entire box first and show the vlog. That's going to be one of the last things we do. So I will repeat this again closer to the time. So that's the plan for the deck lists. And then just to close out the video, in my head it was going to be a Q&A. Now I'm not someone, if you've been following the channel a while, you know, I'm not someone that's generally done a lot of Q&As. I did one on my way to Worlds on Twitter, which was a video Q&A. I was like, yo, I'm at the airport for the next 5 hours, ask me anything. So I did a version there, and that was fun. It's something I don't like to do a lot, because if you do it and then people don't ask questions, it's just sort of awkward and cringe. So it's never really been something that I've really wanted to do. If people have got a question, they'll just ask me in the comments of a video or a Discord or whatever it is. But because it's been a while, and again, a lot has happened in my career, especially in the last couple of months. If there is anything that anyone wants to ask me about, then, again, we'll save it till the end. And again, I will repeat all of these instructions as we get towards the end to give people a chance, but we will include a section there for that if there's any interest in that. Let me quickly catch up on the chat before we push on. Friday cannot come soon enough for LGS distribution and some sealed play. I feel you. I feel you. I am so privileged to have this box. I can't wait to have a lot more though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm greedy. I'm ready to play some set 10 in paper. We've got the Mad Catter. How you doing? We've got Arisal Vigan, I'm definitely saying that wrong, but hello there. IGB Music, we've got Darth, Papa Bear, that's a great name. We've got Snake Chips. How you all doing, guys? Thank you so much for coming on in. 33 people in the chat. So yeah, before I get distracted and ADHD myself into a random other topic of conversation. Hydrate. Everyone hydrate. Your villain has spoken. You hydrate. First thing I want to talk about, really, before anything else in detail, or getting into this beautiful box of Whispers in the Well, I'm buzzing, mate, is that I firstly want to thank the company that have been the sponsors of the channel for coming up 2 years now. My first ever sponsors on the channel, which was Cardmarket, who approached me very early on in my YouTube career, and I'm very grateful for them, and they've been the sponsors of the channel for a long time now. We are going in different directions, and Cardmarket are no longer the sponsors of the channel, but I wish them all the best. I will never stop recommending Cardmarket. I recently bought some singles of Max Goofs on Cardmarket myself, and will continue to do so, and I continue to encourage people to use a Cardmarket. And again, I thank them for the support on the channel all of this time. That being said, I am also delighted and super grateful to announce that the new sponsors of the channel are a company that you may be familiar with, which is Mattified. And what I'm actually going to do ever so quickly is I'm going to switch onto a screen capture so you can now see the Mattified website. Now, not too long ago, Mattified announced me as the first of first ambassador on an ambassador program, and I believe he will be bringing other well-known community members, players, content creators into the fold, but I was the first one offered the chance to do so, and that basically involves having playmats of my channel branding available to be bought on Mattified, and any proceeds, like anything made from selling these mats, does directly support me, and I get a cut of every single mat sold, and that was announced about a month ago, and I'm super grateful to the opportunity from Mattified. There are 3 designs, technically 4. There's the OG Villain Club mat, which you saw me using a moment ago, which is honestly my favorite. There is a foil version of my avatar and Be Prepared with like a lava type background. We have this one of the OG classic lair with my avatar in the seat, and then there's a version blank without me in the seat. And I'm super grateful to Mattified, and as time goes on and the branding updates, and there are plans for an update to the lair and getting new avatars and more stuff, then other designs will be available. So I'm super grateful to them. Something I will say is that I've had a few people in both Bologna and Milwaukee that came up to me and said, I super wanted to get a mat. But this is more EU than Milwaukee. But EU in particular, I had a few people either message or come up to me and say, I really want to get one of your mats, but the posting and packaging to mail to the EU is quite a lot. And again, it's because it costs Mattified a lot to send them out. So I do want to let you know that there is a plan to add a order to collect button on any of my playmats. And that will basically give you the option to not have to pay for any package and posting, and you will be able to collect the mat at a large scale event. Again, nothing's confirmed yet, but I think at the moment the immediate plan is to start that by Richmond and then Ghent. So if you were someone that is interested in picking up a mat, particularly in the EU, but the postage is just a bit much for you, totally get it, that option will become available at some point, and I'll of course mention that in videos, and I'll get that information out there in case that's something that would be useful to you. I feel like the music needs to come down a little bit. Let me know, guys. Let me know if the music needs to come down a little bit. So yeah, super grateful for that, and yeah, every mat directly supports me, so I'm super grateful to Mattify for that original opportunity. But they are now just the full-time sponsors of the channel, and as such, I am just getting a monthly fee just to advertise Mattified as a whole beyond just my own playmats and plugging them, which obviously I get a bigger cut for. But yeah, Mattified has very kindly offered me what is actually a really, really helpful sponsorship. It's going to go a lot. I've talked before about the financial situation of the channel and how much it makes, things like that. You can search those videos if you're newer to the channel, but the information's out there. It's not the best, you know, like I'm super lucky to have my position as host / caster in DLCs. That's where like I'm able to actually make money for what feels like the first time in my life properly. But YouTube has never been one of my higher earners, but this sponsorship is going to go a long way in helping. And yeah, there are a plethora of really cool mats available on Mattified, of Lorcana and other designs as well. So yeah, I'm just super grateful to Mattified for agreeing to be sponsors of the channel. Like it really is. It's gonna make a big difference. It really is. So if you're a long time sponsor of the channel and fan of the channel, then claps in chat to Mattified and their support and their belief in me. But I am able to show off one of the foil playmats. And I believe Mattified is going to send me a couple more of the newer foil ones, the Maleficent and something else at some point, so I can continue to show them off. But this one he gifted me a short while back, and I've never played on it. I think I'm going to end up framing it because I showed it to my mum, guys. I showed it to my mum, and she absolutely fell in love with it. So I think I'm going to end up framing it. But yeah, I definitely wanted to make a point of showing it off here on the channel today. But yeah, I'm going to roll that back up and try and keep this in as good nick as possible. Because again, Mama Villain has her eye on this playmat. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Right. So a huge thank you to Mattified is the bottom line. Super grateful. Before we get into the box opening, again, we'll talk in more like as we're watching the Milwaukee vlog. Then we will talk about Milwaukee, obviously. It seems to make sense. But I do want to make a point of just giving a huge shout out not only to the casters and not seen here, Brandon and Katie. I think Katie absolutely smashed her debut on the official stream. And everyone absolutely smashed it, killed it as always. I am still doing my best to get to keep this Jafar. Because this isn't just a big card, it's like, it's thick, like it's super sturdy. But yeah, I love the look of the lounge, all that jazz. So yeah, shout out to them, a great photo. Shout out to this guy, like the cosplaying was top tier. in Milwaukee. I said this on stream and I meant every word of it. Like, it's amazing to see how the cosplay community for Disney Lorcana has grown. Like, there's that really famous shot from last year of someone dressed as Belle, Accomplished Mystic. And it's been used in so much of the footage, and I don't blame them. But we now have so many cool cosplay images and pieces of footage to use. But yeah, this is definitely one of the absolute standouts, so I had to get a picture there. And then shout out to this absolute G, Rules of Villainy, I believe it is. And again, you'll see them come up when we watch the vlog. But I had to get a photo with the main man. Is he the one that did Sad Beast? Yeah, same person that did Sad Beast that did Cusco. So yeah, just a shout out to Milwaukee. Again, we're going to talk a lot more about Milwaukee as the day goes on, as the stream goes on, should I say. Let me hide that. And then the other thing that I want to, yeah, actually, let's do it this way. There is something that I forgot that I wanted to do, just while we're in the chatting phase, before we get on to opening some Whispers in the Well. Yeah, I got a ton of amazing gifts while I was there. Tons of Diabolical Schemes signed. Thank you so much to everyone who brought me one of those, and I hope to continue to accumulate them if I'm going to be meeting you in Richmond or Ghent or any event in the future. And you'd like to gift me a Diabolical Scheme with your signature, that would be amazing. Got a ton of cool pins and badges, a World Class Cards band, and again, thank you to World Class Cards and Rob for inviting me to the Enchanted Evening, which was a lot of fun. This playmat is mostly masked by the gifts here, but that was I got that from the Enchanted Evening, and that night was a lot of fun. And I even sang Be Prepared on karaoke, which is actually the first time I've sung the whole thing like to the Lorcana community, which is kind of wild. Of course, I had to get a Be Prep signed by No I'm Not Kendo. I got gifted a Japanese one. Someone gifted me a signed one, which I was more than happy to get. These small cards here by I've got it here somewhere. Hold on, let me do them justice. Where's that little tag gone? Where's that little tag gone? It is here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, it was Token Samples, etsy.com/shop/cool-card-games. But yeah, super in love with those tiny things. This was a present from Tate, who is like the absolute king, the boss. He's the photographer, the videographer, one of the most talented people I've ever met, and he gifted all the casters this shot. I played opening a pack of, I think it's called Cookie Rush, with Jeremy, which was a lot of fun. And this was the most villainous of the ones that I opened, so I had to show that. I think it was the Diet Coke Invitational also offered me my choice of 4 fan alt art genies, and I picked this one, and that was super cool. I was gifted this Bulbasaur card that I said ages ago, like months ago on Twitter. I was like, when I think someone posted this Bulbasaur and was like, I need it, because Bulbasaur is my favorite Pokemon. And someone remembered and literally gifted it to me, so that's kind of insane. And Lady King's Corner with this awesome charm, and Rules of Villainy with these cards here. SLTC, shout out to them as well. The ICL, just like, again, super grateful for all this stuff. This cross-stitch Jafara down here as well, amazing. And then Antique Artifacts gave me some incredible presents. First of all, down here, this, like, it's a clicker. I left it in the other room, but it's a clicker. It's good for ADHD, to be honest. And all the individual shapes and colours come out, and it's just a little cool little like thing to fiddle with. A little Incaster here, red purple, obviously. But they then also gifted me one of the coolest presents that I have ever received in my entire life, and one of the coolest things I now own. Which was a replica of the Hexwell crown, which is absolutely insane. I was in conversation with Antique Artifacts. Like, I expressed interest in getting one of these because if you watch the Illuminateers, you'll know that Liam has one. It's smaller than this, I believe. And I'd expressed interest in getting one, but I didn't know if it was something that I would be able to. I figured something like that was going to be expensive. It's probably too expensive for me. But I made contact and, like, you know, kind of said my situation. I was like, you know, what sort of arrangement can we come to? And we were in contact. They asked for my head measurements and everything so that it would actually fit on my head. And then, again, I'll show this in the vlog. But in Milwaukee, they literally came up and they, along with the presents I just showed you, the Incaster and the fidget clicker, gifted me this Hexwell crown. Didn't ask for anything in return. I of course have told them that I will absolutely like display this proudly, and I'm going to be adding a link to their shop into the description below, which I don't think is there right at the time of stream, but after stream I will go back and I will add that, because that was on the list of things I was meant to do. But yeah, a huge shout out to them, like super grateful for this. It's one of the coolest things I own. Unfortunately, I did have to check it in my suitcase. They wouldn't let me take it as a carry-on. And this one bit snapped off. Now, all things considered, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been like a lot worse. And this is a clean break, so I am very confident that I will just be able to glue it back on and it's going to be absolutely fine. That being said, I think there's kind of some cool lore symbolism going on there, because obviously the Hexwell Crown breaks and there is a card of like fragment of the Hexwell Crown, or Hexwell Crown fragment, or whatever it is. So in a way, I think it was kind of meant to be that a piece of it snapped off and will always be quote-unquote like broken. I don't know, like am I coping? Nonetheless, I'm super grateful to those guys, and it is like the coolest thing that I now own. Quite literally. Need some super glue. Yeah, I'm gonna sort it out. But before we get into the box, because I know that the box is probably what most people are interested in seeing, but I do want to give everything its fair game. Again, we'll talk about Milwaukee again later. I have to give a shout out to Ravensburger and Disney, who last night invited myself and a collection of the UK content creators that normally get invited to like the RSET Championships. Not everyone, but I was among the list invited to go and see Hercules in the West End. It was a Halloween special. Which meant not only were they encouraging people to come dressed as villains, but there was also a planned like post-show performance by someone who was advertised to be there, which was the original voice actress for Meg in the animated film of. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Yeah, the original Meg in the original cast of Hercules, she was scheduled to be there post-show. And again, it was decorated extra villainy, etc. And Lorcana were there advertising the game. And they had a stand, and I do have some footage that I will show probably in my next actual video when I have the chance to actually edit. But there was a stand there showing off a bunch of the products. They had a folder with every card associated to the Hercules IP that has been printed so far, including the Set 10 ones. They had this large Hades card, which I was yes, I asked if I could have it. Of course I did, and I was not given it, but I did get to take a photo with it. But the quest continues. But also an extra shout out. If you've been watching the channel a while, then you'll have heard the name Fidget come up a few times. Fidget is a very good, very close personal friend of mine. We met about, I want to call it 7 years ago. It was after I'd moved home full-time to look after my mum, become a carer for her, and some of you may know I had a YouTube channel before Lorcana Villain, which was called Baker Bulbasaur, all around Pokemon. And Fidget was one of the first people. He also had a channel devoted to Pokemon called Captain Fidget. And that's how we met. We were both like brand new YouTubers, like less than 100 subscribers, making Pokemon content, and that's how we met, and there ended up being a group of 4 of us. But me and Fidget were always super tight among the bunch. And he ran my first ever D&D game. I'd always been interested in D&D, but my schedule from like up to the age of 30 when I moved home just didn't allow for it. So Fidget ran my first ever D&D game, me and a group of 5 other people, and we've become a very tight niche group that still play D&D together to this day, but under a campaign that I'm running and have been running for the last 2.5, 3 years now at this point. But nonetheless, Fidget taught me how to play, ran my very first D&D game, and is just a very close friend. He doesn't play Lorcana full. He knows the game. He plays Pack Rush. He doesn't play full time, but he knows the game. And whenever he visits and we do like meetups, we'll always have a few games. He played some Magic the Gathering back in the day, and he played a bit of Pokemon, everything kind of casually in terms of TCGs. But Fidget is also an extremely talented photographer, videographer, did film studies at university. So he has a lot of very, very high-end, expensive equipment and the knowledge and know-how of how to correctly utilize it and edit and a variety of things. And Fidget's YouTube channel on Pokemon ended up creating videos that had hundreds of thousands of views. I think at least 1 or 2 got well over 1 million, like really like huge Pokemon videos Fidget used to make. But then he quit YouTube around the same time that I did, and he's now a pet photographer, and he spends his time taking photos of predominantly cats and dogs, which is a fantastic thing to do. But he also very kindly assists me at the Content Creator Set Championships, brings his equipment and helps me with getting all the footage that you're used to seeing from those Set Championships gameplay, and he very much undercharges me. I very much get extreme mates rates. So I've always been super grateful to Fidget for his help, and I was able to get Fidget onto the guest list for this production of Hercules, which I was glad to be able to do. It was great to be able to do something for my friend who's done an awful lot for me, and we did indeed go as Ratigan and Fidget. Now, I was meant to have a top hat I'd ordered. I was assured it would arrive on the Thursday. It didn't arrive, and then Friday I was out the door by 2 o'clock and it still hadn't arrived. So there was meant to be a top hat. Ratigan should technically have a black suit, but hey, it's Ratigan's Halloween costume. I like the red suit, whatever. I got the cape, I got the dinner bell. So I think I did a good job, but Fidget went all out with the, like, if you know Basil the Great Mouse Detective and Fidget, like, he's done a great job here, and, like, look at the list. Tools, gears, uniform, girl, like, copied exactly like the film, and Fidget did all that himself. So huge shout out to him, and super glad that I was able to bring him along. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and super, super grateful to Disney for inviting me and a bunch of other creators along for that. But that's about as much as I want to say for now. I do believe, have I got the right one up? I do believe I do. You should be seeing the correct things. Let me catch up a little bit with the chat. Let me see it. Great to see you as well, Patrick. Hope the playmat. I do have the playmat. It's in the other room. It's literally in the other room. I appreciate you, buddy. So great they are doing more crossover promotion with Disney. It is great. And the cruise ship thing is, like, huge. Anyway, let's get into the thing that I know the majority of you are really here for, which is to see us open a booster box of Whispers in the Well. Sentimentally, Reign of Jafar is still my favourite set. Again, like, I had a lot of really, like, hype moments concerning it. Obviously a top tier villain. I think the package, like, so much to love about Reign of Jafar that really spoke to me. But outside of just sentiment and just over, I think this is, like, and considering everything and, like, the cards available, etc., favourite set easily so far, and it is going to be the biggest blow impact to the competitive metagame since Rise of the Floodborn. I am so excited for this set. What are the chases? We should discuss the chases, guys. We should discuss the chases. Uno momento. Por favor. I'm gonna get up Dreamborn real quick. By the way, I do actually also have a box of Fabled that I haven't opened. All the casters were gifted a box of Fabled after casting Milwaukee. And everyone but Brandon has opened theirs. So that's Rebecca, Katie, Liam, and JDZ. 1 full case and then 2 loose. And everyone but Brandon and me have opened theirs, and none of them have pulled an Enchanted yet. So I'm wondering if it's worth the risk. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna set a light goal. I'm going to set a light goal. Let me see. What are we cooking? I think it should be, like, relatively high. I want 75 likes. 75 likes, and at the end of the video, or wherever it's convenient, we also open a box of Fabled, which may be due an Enchanted, or I could end up crying by the end of it. That is also a very real option. There's a very real option, guys. Right. Okay. I've done that. Right, let's get opening. Hydrate, yo. Everybody hydrate. Your villain has spoken. All right, let's start. Let's open some packs. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna have packs all over the floor by the end of this. Let's just put those out of the way. And I want some level of organization here. We've got Lena Saberwing. We've got Hudson. Is this close enough? Yeah, you should be able to make that out fine. I'm sure that's fine, innit? We've got Hermes, Aquila, I think that's how you say that, Della Duck, Fergus McDuck, The Great Illuminary, Taran, or Taran, I think it's Taran. Broadway, you know the neon lights are bright. What did I do? I've already done something wrong. There you go, that's what I did wrong. There it is, Scrooge McDuck, which could be a very fun card. Mare Wind Dancer, do not sleep on this dashing horse. This is a bit of a unit. Yo, we got an epic straight away, and a pretty good one as it is of Webby Vanderquack. Yo, I will absolutely take that as first epic of the box. That is a super good one to get. Yeah, I was gonna do the what's the chase? Let me filter to sets and Whispers in the Well. And let's filter to Legendary, Epic, and Iconic. Sounds about right. Okay. Let's very quickly. Okay. So these are Legendary, Epics, and Iconics. I want the Enchanted Black Cauldron, really. What are the real in terms of epics? Horseman Strikes is definitely up there as an epic chase, 100%. Horn King, just because like it's cool, right? What are the other epics that are super chases here? Oh, the mini. I would really like the mini. The Zeus. That's a high value one. And then for the hey, I will be happy with any enchanted if I get any at all. There might not be one at all, but you got to say the top contenders for chases have got to be Goliath, Spooky Sight, Cinderella financially. Let's just be honest. Lady Tremaine I think is one of the best in the set. Headless Horseman I think is my main chase because as it stands, my current set 10 deck runs 2 of them. So I would love to be able to run Enchanted for the first time. Horn King, just again, it's not very playable. Well, meh, but like just collectability, like this looks absolutely sick. Not gonna cry. Demona Enchanted, Black Cauldron Enchanted is very high on the list. I just think this is super cool. And then in terms of legendaries, Hades is very playable. Demona is very playable. The Webby is very playable. The legendary. Yeah, that's the enchanted version, but there's also a legendary. So that's extremely playable. Headless Horseman is also a legendary, very playable. So yeah, there's a few very reasonable chase cards up in here. So let's get on with it. Okay. We opening packs, Joe. Yeah, we got 55 people in chat. Thanks so much to everyone for coming out. Or maybe you're watching the stream, post-stream. Maybe you're watching the VOD. We appreciate you for it. Again, shout out to the new sponsors of the channel, Mattified. The Robot Queen. Yo, I'm super glad the Robot Queen is in the game. Pretty fun card. Mowgli is looking like he's going to be pretty darn hot. And Bronx. This has been, I've been testing a lot of Ruby Amethyst for set 10. And I don't know if I'm 100% convinced on Bronx, but I'm not finished testing him. I do think it's a kind of interesting card. Stats are stats, you know what I mean? So good to pick up a foil. We've got Be Gone. We've got the super dope Basil, Shere Khan. We've got Chomp. We've got Gurgi. We've got Detective's Badge. Webby Vanderquack. The game's afoot. This is very cool. Just thematically. I love Basil. Maybe you didn't know. We've got Hook Hand, Judy Hopes. Oh, yo, first legendary, and then a foil will be gone. We will sleeve the foils because I like to put my foils in a folder. Although my room is an absolute tip, and that's kind of deliberately because I've kind of been waiting until after I get paid for both Bologna and Milwaukee. And I'd like to do nothing too dramatic, but I'd like to do a little bit of like redecorating in my room and kind of change. I'd like to get a new display case. Again, nothing too over the top. We're not there yet. But yeah, I'd like to change some things around. And I've ordered new storage boxes to put bulk and playsets of things. So I've kind of been holding off until I get paid for stuff so that I can just like do it all once. It's kind of what I want. Hello all, I'm new to card collecting games, but I love Disney. When you open packs, do they say which cards help build decks? Not when you open packs. So there's a variety of things you can do. Hitch King Figments. You can go on to the, like, at this point I can actually in good faith recommend the Disney Lorcana website, just because there are articles by people like Rebecca and Frank Carston that talk about all sorts of the fundamentals that are important in Disney, about how to deck build and cards that are relevant in the game at the moment. On top of that, like, the number one thing I'd always recommend is find content creators. If you're someone that consumes YouTube content, then there are a variety to choose from. There is Podkana, there is the Artacast, there's Speci, there is Lorcana Goons. I hate when I start listing other good content creators, because then whenever I leave someone off, I feel like I'm upsetting people. So I'm just going to leave it there in good faith. But there are a variety of fantastic content creators. I would type in, like, hey, you can go as simple as Lorcana top decks, and there'll be a variety of different people's videos that you can check out. Find the content creator that speaks to you and, like, learn the game through them about, like, what cards are the most relevant and important in the meta game, about deck building. And again, also, like, some content creators cover everything, some specialize in very specific areas, so research them. You can also, again, go over to Twitch. There's plenty of people that do fantastic streams. You can watch gameplay content, the ICL, which is a tournament hosted by the wonderful Wizard of Lorcana Wonderland. Yeah, that's great for just watching games and just jumping straight in, and obviously the commentary should, like, give you a decent idea of, help you follow the game, because there's always fantastic commentators doing those events. We've got the Steel-Headless Horseman, not the one I'm looking for. So yeah, whatever is your content medium, and again, if you're someone that uses Instagram a lot, then go check out Rebecca Quest and a variety of people. So that would be my advice. Find the content creator that speaks to you. There will be people that, like, are talking about whatever area of Lorcana it is that you want to improve on. And if you are, like, super fresh, squeaky clean, then choose wherever sounds best to start for you, like whether it's looking at deck list or going straight into gameplay. That's going to depend on who you are and how you like to consume information. But yeah, content creators would always be my advice. And I am a content creator, like, but you notice I didn't recommend myself at any point there. Like, you feel free, but, like, there are plenty of very, very good content creators that will serve you well. We've got Zootopia. Horseman, yeah, we want the Ruby Horseman, yo. Because, like, it's playable, and, like, I feel like my Wakefield deck is going to play. I am going to be testing Super Sweaty this month. I mean, I always try to at the beginning of a new set, because I want to be informed about it. I want to make deck lists and be able to talk about them in a professional manner and all that jazz. But I'm going to be, hypothetically, I'm playing Wakefield TCQ at the end of November. I say hypothetically, I haven't booked anything, or booked a ticket or anything, but I think there's plenty left. But yeah, as long as I can get affordable accommodation and things like that, then I'm going to go along as a player. And it might be my own, like, other than set championships, it'll probably be the most competitive event that I play in, like, who knows how long. We don't know information about CCQs next year. Maybe there'll be something else that I can play, but no guarantee, right? So I want to super try hard, and again, because I'm excited about the new meta, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, that's got me even more motivated to really, like, be in the dungeon. We're in the booth, we're in the box. Sudden Scare, Mushu's Rocket, Enigmatic Inkcaster. This very Godmother, I think, is kind of fun and interesting. And Emily Quackfaster do be our foil. So we've got one Webby Vanderquack, which is pretty good as far as legendaries go. We've got an entire box to get through here. My villains. And then we're going to be watching the vlog from DLC Milwaukee. Just all the footage that I took. Basically slammed together. But yeah, we'll have a look at that in its entirety and just talk about the event and all that jazz, all those good vibes, yo, Aries. I'm glad we're getting the other Olympian gods. Obviously, you already had Zeus and, oh, blimey, what's her name? Not Aphrodite, that's the goddess of beauty. I think it's Faye or something like that. Anyway, Zeus's wife. But I'm glad we're getting to more of the gods. I'm here for it. Search for clues. I'd love to. I'd love to. We've got Kristoff. We've got White Agony Plains and a foil Broadway. Oh, bro. Hera, that's it. You right. You right. When you right, you right. You are every single bit right. I kind of want to do this my way. I like to go red, blue, green, purple, yellow, steel. That's the order I like. Red, blue, green, purple, yellow, steel. So that is how we will do it. Going to be testing out different Prince Philip, malicious, mean, scary combos. You know, Prince Philip is more than likely going to be the best deck in the format. Emerald Sapphire. Most likely is going to end up being the best deck in the format. It's just insane, that 3-card combo. Absolutely nuts. We've got Raja, we've got Baloo, we've got Peter Pan, we've got Performance Review, we've got Ichabod Crane. Oh, I actually really like the art for this one. We've got Tinkerbell. I'm not a believer in this card. I did like it when I first saw it, but I'm not currently a believer. We've got Magica Dispel. Yo, we got Legendary Black Cauldron and a foil Mickey Mouse Amber Champion, which I also think could be playable, to be honest with you, but super happy to scoop a Black Cauldron. Again, it's not because it's particularly playable, but it's fun. And in the future, with more support, it could well be playable. And I likes the card. You can ramp up to Philip really fast. You certainly can. And when your shift target is warded, that's just, that's kind of crazy. We've got Minnie Mouse. So it's a one-sided B-Prep, but your B-Prep quest for 3, that and every turn after that your opponent doesn't answer it. And the B-Prep player was incentivized to not overcommit to the board, whereas there's no reason not to with Prince Philip if you so can. Yeah, expect to see a lot of Prince Philip this meta, 100%. We've got Promising Lead, Blessed Bagpipes, Matsova Mystery, Ori Rat History, DuckTales, ooh, Chief Bogo, Goldie O'Gilt, is that how you say it? I do not know. And a foil Rapunzel. Nothing too crazy as of yet concerning playables. The Webby Vanderquack is, of course, an exception if you're running Emerald. But I'm looking after the red and purple playable stuff. That's what I'd be looking for. Baker, you like any whispers for the boost effect in any decks? I like... I think my favourite was the Cheshire Cat, but in testing I have been underwhelmed by Cheshire Cat, and I thought that was going to be a little bit better than it is. Maybe it still will end up being good, but I'm less of a believer now. I'd have to double check the Whispers. Who are the Whispers? Let me double check. Because the Ursula is kind of interesting, the Amethyst one. I think that has some merit, but that being said, I haven't tested it myself. Can I just filter the Whisper? Can I filter the Boost? Keyword Boost, there we go. There we go. I think the Gaston is like a little bit underrated, but not a lot. I think the Aerial is kind of interesting in the right sort of deck, because obviously along with Strength they now have he hold his Thunderbolt, and there are a couple of other reasonable Steel's got I'm Still Here, and Amber has like Be Our Guest and a couple of things. So I think the Aerial Ethereal Voice could for sure pop off. The Meg is probably the most interesting of the lot. The Robin Hood and Zeus or the Godmother don't impress me. Godmother seems fun, but it's not great. Kristoff's okay, but it's just slower than what... Like, they've got Cinderella. They don't need to be spending their turn 4 playing Kristoff and then boosting it straight away. Cinderella's just infinitely better. There'll be a fun deck that uses Lady Tremaine. I don't think it's particularly top tier, but there'll be an interesting fun deck that will definitely utilize her. Yeah, I think Meg is probably the most interesting. The Flynn Rider is also kind of interesting, but I still think it's going to be such a high... Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, Flynn's all right. Although I'm not as you can tell, I'm not massively enthusiastic over any of them really. If you force me to pick an all-star, it is probably Meg. I think so. I would have said Cheshire Cat, but she's underwhelmed me. But I think Ariel's a bit slept on. I think Gaston's a little bit slept on. So yeah, I think there are some interesting whispers for sure. Let us continue with our pack opening. Shout out to the 60 people in chat. We appreciate you being here. I'm happy to report that I did not get ill in Milwaukee the way that I did in Bologna. and we'll talk about this again when we're watching the Milwaukee footage, but you may have noticed I lost my voice by the end of that stream, which, again, if you've been watching all the DLCs I've ever done, you'll know that doesn't really happen. I definitely probably sound tired towards the end of an event, but I've never lost my voice to the degree that I did by the end of Milwaukee, and I honestly attribute that to, I think I was kind of only 90% max recovered from Bologna, despite the 3-week difference. Because, man, post-Bologna is the sickest I've been since I was 21. And 21 is when I got chickenpox for the first time. And if you know anything about chickenpox, you'll know that if getting it for the first time, like, in those sort of years, I was like 21, 22, is super dangerous. Like, it can be very, very serious. And that was when I was 21, and it was the illest I had ever been in my life, the worst I'd ever felt. Absolutely destroyed me. And then the second worst I've ever felt was post-Bologna. Like, that week, I was so bad. On the Sunday of the event, I did something that I've never done before in my Lorcana career, which was to back out of a stream, a game I was meant to cast. I think it was either top 16 or top 8. You may have noticed if you remember Bologna that Spessy ended up doing like 3 in a row. One of them was meant to be mine, and like just hit me like a brick wall all at once, to the point where I was like, I don't think I can do this. I think it will not end well. I need to go and have something to eat and sit down in a dark corner. So again, shout out to Spessy for covering me there. But yeah, I was bad. Like, for a week I was bad, and then for the following 2 weeks I could feel I was recovering, but I was still constantly drained and just like not great. So I think by the time I went to Bologna, if I'm being honest, to Milwaukee, I think I was 90% recovered at best, and then obviously that's a heck of a journey to take. I did go there on the Wednesday, so I had a couple of days to kind of get myself in order, but still, it was long days, very little sleep. So yeah, that's kind of what I attribute that to. Violet Saberwing. Personally, I think I will be playing Vanellope Von Schweetz, because laser snakes, you know what I mean? Laser snakes, you know what I mean? But I feel I felt a lot better post Bologna. Like, I didn't feel like I was ill anymore. Just felt tired, like the same way I would at any other DLC. And I had a couple of days to kind of put my body clock right and all that jazz. And then I was a little worried that I would be kind of still out of it before Hercules yesterday, but thankfully I felt pretty good. And I continue to feel pretty good. The only thing getting me down really has been the lack of content on the channel, but again, that's because I had a very, very busy month. I felt like going into Bologna, I did a super good job of like catching up with myself. Obviously, I took a break just after Worlds for a month or so. And I think I actually did a good job of like getting back into consistent content, like especially before I went to Bologna. I had like 5 videos lined up to go out while I was away. So I was super happy with how well I caught up with myself. And then from being ill post Bologna, and then I got out a couple of videos, but nowhere, and another legendary Webby Vanderquack. But this one's a foil. The last one wasn't foil. These are pretty good ones to get. I'm not gonna lie. Like, these are gonna be kind of pricey. I do believe. But yeah, like, I just haven't been able to stick to that, you know, better schedule and consistency that I had gotten back into, right? But I think now, like, I've got no more events for the rest of the year. Well, I've got, at the end of November, I've got Wakefield, but that's in the UK. I'm not going away. Like, I'm gonna have the chance to recover properly, and we're right on the eve of a new set. I'm very keen to get out decklist content, like day one decklists of my own. A couple of creators have already started doing theirs, and I absolutely plan to do mine. I missed it last time, which I was really annoyed about. So, but again, that's why I'm playing a lot, right? Because I want to be as informed as possible. There's going to be an interview coming probably tomorrow that I did with Frank Carsten. That's already been done, and that was a lot of fun. Hopefully that will be coming out tomorrow. I'm like 95% sure. And yeah, and again, I can feel myself getting a lot better, and like getting over the kind of sickness I've kind of had since Bologna, which is great. So I'm confident I'm going to be able to get back into confident rogue decklist videos. I dropped the pack. Yeah, I think there can absolutely be time now. I think there can absolutely now be time to get back into rogue decklist videos. Those are normally quite well received, so 100%. Same, I didn't get ill, but I also drank vitamin C drinks for days straight before, during, and after. You had the right idea. And again, like, I'm just the sort of guy that I shake everyone's hand. It's just how I was brought up, man. I'm a handshaker. My granddad would shake my hand, and my granddad taught me to shake someone's hand. So shake. Again, unless you want to, if you want to give me the fist bump, then I will absolutely respect your wishes. Absolutely, probably the most playable card we pulled so far. But just instinctively, I'm just a handshaker. I give a lot of hugs. I just let myself live in the moment, to be honest. Della's Moon Lullaby is one of those interesting Amber songs that we were talking about. Universe is telling you to play Emerald, yeah, apparently. Apparently so. I'm intrigued to see if your box is as rigged as JD's. Yeah, JD got the iconic Hades, right? I'm looking forward to trying Cheshire still. Yeah, like, again, I was very interested in it. So anyone that's not played yet, I can understand why you're still interested in it. And it could be that I'm wrong to have gone off it a little bit in theory. And it does end up being still very good. But just my initial impressions, I'm maybe 50 games into set 10. And it's not felt the most amazing, to be honest. Thank you guys for being here. If you have not hit that like button, please do so. It helps the stream tremendously. It helps the visibility of the stream as well. Helps it show up in more people's news feeds. So if you're a supporter of mine in the channel, do please hit that like button. And also a shout out to Dragon Shield, who are not the sponsor of the channel, but I am an affiliate of Dragon Shield. And they are the sleeves I am using right now, and the sleeves I have always used. And if you are a Dragon Shield customer, remember you can use code Villain5 for 5% off. Guys, I'm doing the marketing things that I'm normally like really bad at doing. Like, I'm terrible at my job, guys. When it comes to like monetizing content and pushing all these little things that like add up, I'm really bad at it. Like, if you've been watching the channel a while, you'll know. Like, I am bad at it. I always give the channel sponsor like, hey, check out the channel sponsor Cardmarket, and now Modified. But, like, I'm very bad at pushing the marketing side of my job. And I should be a lot better at it. So, I hope you're proud of me. Yo, I'm plugging Dragon Shield. I keep forgetting. But never mind. I just got to say, I saw Baker take time away from what he was doing to talk to a young man and hype him up into playing his own style. Was this at the beginning, like, on the Friday, when I came outside? That's in the vlog that I'm going to show after we finish opening that box. It was great. Again, like, again, I'll talk about this more detail soon when we show the vlog, but my mind was blown by everyone I met. But yeah, like, again, I think, I want to say between like 5 and 10, like, young kids that like knew who I was and wanted a photo, want something signed, and like, it's mind-blowing, man. Again, we'll get more into it when we watch the vlog. Who knows? Maybe you'll get an emotional villain. Yo, villains can cry. By the way, that's something like I want to start kind of like talking about, is something I want to do in 2026. Is I'm very keen to, I don't know what it's going to look like yet. In my head, it's a stream. In my head, it's like a 8 or 12 hour stream with a ton of variety content and guests and games and like all sorts of stuff. Basically, I want to do a stream next year, a fundraiser for men's mental health, and I want to call it Villains Can Cry. Something that, like, it's a cause that's very, very close to me, and again, from meeting people, like, again, over my Lorcana career, but in one of the most playable cards I've pulled, over like Bologna and Milwaukee, especially. Yes, mates. Oh, let's go. And the epic Robin Hood, hey! That was a stacked pack, yo. Yo, that was a stacked pack. Let's go. Let's go. What happened to the other epic I pulled? Oh, it's down here. It's down here. Yo. Yo. We sleeving Cinderella immediately. But yeah. I just kind of want to start kind of putting the seeds of that out into the Lorcana world. That is something that definitely in like the first half of next year is something that I would super like to do. Don't know why I felt the need to bring it up there, really. I wasn't really getting at any sort of greater point, but it's just something that had been on my mind a lot recently. So when I said Villains Can Cry, I was like, yo, that's what I'm going to call my charity fundraiser event. We got Begone! Begone. We got Basil. I organised these so that I would know where the colours were quicker, and I've still got myself sorted. Confused. We got Shikam, we got Chomp, we got Gurgi, we got Detective's Badge, we got Duckworth, we've got Bagheera, David Xanatov. I think that's one of the most playable cards that I've pulled in the set as well. That's in the wrong place. We've got Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest. We've got Donald Duck, and we've got a foil Lady Tremaine. Yo, I'm pretty happy to pull a foil of that. I would love the Enchanted. If you've got an Enchanted for me, I would absolutely adore that. Love that idea. Don't have experience with mental health, but mental health generally means a lot to me. Gets from the heart, gets the balls. There we go. Yeah, again, like, I only say men's mental health in particular just because, like, and again, it's not a knock at any other, like, mental health towards anyone else. Yeah, I don't know if I really have the best, like, justification for that. Because like anything I can do to help or to bring awareness to like mental health issues for anyone, like I of course absolutely want to do. But I think it's just because, like, understandably, like I've been the most sort of privy to specifically like men specific issues. So I think it kind of comes from that, like, you know, you could definitely call it like a place that I'm able to kind of understand the perspective a little bit more. Is that a reasonable way to put it? That makes sense? Am I cancelled? Am I done? Chat, am I cooked? Am I cooked, chat? We've got Ink Amplifier and Clawhauser. So we're about, I think we're over halfway through, to be fair. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 packs left. So yeah, we are definitely we're in the final. We're definitely well over halfway. Cinderella is obviously a huge pickup. A huge pickup. And the foil Webby and then a non-foil Webby are also pretty good. Four legendaries in a box is already good. And 2 epics is kind of what you would expect from the majority of boxes. So that may well be the bulk of our success today. We got Baloo, Raksha, Goliath, Merlin, Bagheera, Nick Wilde, Trust in Me, and a foil Penumbra. Is it Penumbra? I don't know if I'm familiar with that franchise. Are these the draws you're looking for? They certainly are not. Well put. Hey, it's Nicky. There's no such thing as important and not important mental health. Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got Minnie. We've got Rama. We've got Car. Shanti. Henwen's Vision for the old prediction decks. We've got Sudden Scare. Recovered Page is going to go sort of crazy in Infinity format with Tamatoa, yo. That's something to be scared of for Infinity. The Horn King. We got another Whisper. The Simba. And our foil is Big Nose. Big old nose. So the Cinderella is down. Like the Cinderella, we've done well with the legendaries. But I would love to pick up a Headless Horseman. That's my jam. That is definitely a card that I am running in my Ruby Amethyst list. Day 1-ish. Not that Headless Horseman. Go home. Steal Headless Horseman. You are not the horseman I'm looking for. We've got So Be It. We've got Flash. We've got Li Shang. David Xanatos. I think this is such a good card. Flint Goldheart. Glom Gold, sorry. Tinkerbell. Spooky Sight. Definitely need me a play set of them. Next Stop Olympus, which I don't think is good enough. This needed the text draw a card on it, I think, to be good enough. And Sleepy Hollow, which is a really, really... I love it. But if you saw the video of me opening up the theme decks and like a trove and 10 packs, starter deck, sorry, should I say, then at that point in time, it wasn't revealed that Sleepy Hollow was going to be in the game. And I kind of lost my mind, obviously, as a villain enthusiast. That IP is absolutely a bit of me, and I do indeed think that the Headless Horseman is playable. I kind of went back and forth on that. At first, I thought it was playable, and then, like, my first 5 games, I was like, I'm not sure this is playable. And then I came to my senses and realised that it is indeed pretty playable. As long as genies remain prevalent and Elsas. Even Elsas. And Elsas aren't going anywhere, so... I think it's a pretty good card. Lexington's definitely one of the best cards in the set. This card I have absolutely been running, so glad to get my first one of those. In fact, I'm going to put that aside and sleeve it. Lady Tremaine and Search for Clues. So we are on our final 3 packs. So overall, not the most cracked box in the world. When it comes to the foils, nothing here that's seemingly too... Like the Mickey, I think could be playable. This Mushu is kind of interesting. I'm not sure it makes the cut, but it's interesting. So good to have a foil of that. The Bronx, I have been kind of playing around with, so there's a possibility of that. 2 epics. Love the Robin Hood. The Webby is definitely one that's going to be worth a little bit more because this is very, very playable. 2 Webby legendaries, one of which being a foil, is great. Like, no complaints there. It's gonna be very, very playable. Black Cauldron isn't a great card, but I want them anyway. I want a fun deck. I'm right there with Colour is Law in excitement for the Black Cauldron. Cinderella is obviously the absolute shining star of today's box opening. And again, a huge shout out to Ravensburger for sending this product. Again, those of us that do get this early are extremely privileged. Very lucky to do so. And never ever take it for granted. But I am very excited for the general release. I want everyone getting this product into their hands so that we can be playing, we can be cooking. I'm just excited for us to get into set 10 meta, guys. That's all. I'm just excited. Black Heron, also very playable. I kind of like this Floodborn Shere Khan as well, if I'm being honest. Cheshire Cat. And a foil launch pad. We are down to our final 2 packs. Have to dip. Hope the rest of the box is good. We'll check that later to watch the rest. Thanks for the stream. No worries, buddy. Thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate you. I like the 8 cost headless. The 8 cost. Is the steel one 8 cost? Is the steel one 8 cost? I am unaware. I'm unaware. Let's skip that. We've got the Horn King. We've got Daisy Duck. Clawhauser. Headless Manhorse. Flotsam. Tinkerbell. Time to Go. This Thiago is kind of cool with his Challenger 5. We've got Zeus. Magic Dispel. Yo, we got the... It's another Prince Charming. Yay. He is very cool. He's a legendary. I'm very grateful to get a legendary. Very, very grateful. And that will probably be the last one, but there is 1 pack left to go. 1 pack, guys. 1 pack up in here. Let's get it. Last pack magic. Let's see it. We've got Elsa. But how much faster? There you go. Dragonfire. I really like this art for the new Dragonfire. I will be honest. I will be honest. Finnick. Goofy. Get organised. Cricky. Flintheart Glomgold. Goliath. Jasmine. Gazelle, the king of mythical beasts. The sword of Hercules. And our final card is a foil Scrooge McDuck, which, when it comes to the boost deck, is actually not too bad. So there you go, my guys. Not rigged, confirmed. I think we can all agree. Not rigged. Well, not mine, anyway. I can't speak for JDZ's luck. What do you think of Shift Baloo? It's alright. I'd like it more if we had a 1-drop Baloo to shift onto. He's okay. I haven't seen anything to lead me to believe that he's going to be, like, anything particularly amazing. He's alright. He's alright. He's worth a look. He's worth a look, but I reserve the right to do some testing with him first before I really judge. But I haven't seen much of him on Lorcanito Ladder either. So yeah, these are the hits. Diablo, certainly one that is good for my deck to have. And to be fair, like the guidebook, and there were a couple of playables amongst the commons. But yeah, like this could have been absolutely a lot worse. Getting a Cinderella is huge. And getting the 2 Webbies legendary is great. And getting an epic of the 1-drop as well. So not bad as far as boxes go. I need to find somewhere safe to put these. I'll put them here for now. Let's get rid of this Whispers box. You can go down there, sir. I will worry about the rubbish later. You can also get these Dragon Shield sleeves out of the way. We're building up to showing the vlog now, but one more time. If you're looking for some Dragon Shield sleeves, then Villain 5 at checkout for 5% off. I did it. I did it, guys. I did the thing. I did the thing. By the way, I keep Every event I've gone to since, I want to say at least half of the DLCs last year in Europe, I always take my Villain Club sleeves. I've got like 3 boxes left of these. I always take these with the intention of giving them out, and I always forget. Like, I always take them to the place, and then quite often I even take them to the venue. But then when I'm actually walking around and meeting people, they're not handy. I don't have them around. So like sometimes I remember, but very rarely. But basically the point is, if you see me at a future event and you want a Villain Club sleeve, ask me. Say, yo, you got Villain Club sleeves? And I'll be like, oh yeah, I should be carrying them around. And I will go and get them. That is the plan. Right. Is there anything else that I need to display on this camera this evening? We are looking at the Milwaukee vlog, and then we're doing deck lists. So I don't believe so. Uno momento, por favor. Let's switch to... yeah, let's give this one more quick plug because it is the announcement of this on the channel. A huge shout out to Mattified, who are the new sponsors of the channel. Playmats of my own branding are available, and all purchases support me directly. But I am just a general, being generally sponsored by Mattified as a whole to show off their incredible range of playmats, and foiling on these is absolutely stunning. So yeah, a huge shout out to Mattified. Very, very grateful for them. I think what I want to do now is show the vlog. You guys are going to have to give me feedback on if the sound of the vlog needs to come up or down. Again, it's not meant to be loud. It's most of it is, the vast majority of it is like just background noise and ambience, but there are a few points where there's some talking that you can hear. But you guys will have to update me and let me know if you need any of the volume changed around. Yeah, ask me in Richmond. Yeah, you can ask me in Wakefield as well. Yeah. Again, I'll be playing Wakefield, but yeah, 100% do that. Right, are you seeing it? Okay, again, this is a long old vlog, so I think I'm just going to maximize that, and I'm just going to hit play.
Moving on to what I think many of you will be much more interested in than anything else that I've talked about so far. And that is a couple of bits of policy that are going to be specific for Milwaukee, and then for maybe everybody.
Right, let me know, guys, about levels. Again, it's not meant to be loud, especially not this bit. But that was the judges getting having a bit of a meeting, and then this was on the Friday. This was the players first coming in. Oh, what happened? That was surreal, man. Actually surreal. So yeah, this was the Friday, everyone coming to do check-in. We heard the stampede, and me and Rebecca like ran over with our cameras to start getting content, like the little content creators that we are. Man, I had such a good time, bro. Here's some of the European guys. Zenon. Oh my stuff.
How you doing, buddy?
It should be loud enough.
Yo.
If you need the levels changed, guys.
Where's JD? How's JD having?
He's all the way over there.
Next time you see him, tell him I'm with.
Alright, cool. For a good reason or not?
No, man, before. So.
Oh, right. Oh, fair.
Yeah, I'd like...
Yes.
I don't always have the steadiest hand with this, by the way, guys. Which I apologise for. But yeah, like it was kind of like doing my first DLC all over again. But at
I'm
the same
gonna.
time, like it's a lot's happened since my first DLC.
Hey, we're squeezed through here.
Room for a little one.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, that guy.
Whoa. Hello, hello.
Villain.
Let's go, let's go. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Wait, can we do one of these all the way down? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, yo, that's for me. Thank you very much. Let's keep going, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Man, what a good time.
Let's go. Oh, nice.
The fact that I was able to do this successfully.
They're gonna leave me hanging.
I was like, if I try and do this, like no one's gonna put their hand out, and it's gonna be super awkward. But I was like, oh yeah, the vibes are.
Let's go.
They all passed in the vibe check. Let's go for it. And a lot of people got involved.
Be
which
prepared,
was
stay prepared. Let's
really
go,
cool.
let's go.
Like really cool.
How we going? God, this is a long line.
You got a long way to go.
I got a long way to go. Let's go. Yo, 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 yo.
By the way, I say
Coming up.
disclaimer throughout this entire vlog. I say yo 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 yo. Let's go. There's there's like 3 phrases that I say like constantly. Like way too much. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You've been warned.
Okay, I'll chill.
It's like yo yo yo. Let's go is the second one. I think cooking. I think I say cooking like a million times. We cooking.
Good morning.
Security actually were really lovely at this venue. Like they were smiling and everything. If you've been to a lot of like these sort of events, you know that's it's not a given. Like no. Yeah, I thought this Milwaukee definitely had a lot more of the sense of magic. Shout out to Fondles. Yeah, it had a lot more of the magic that I think Bologna was missing, just like design and set wise. Yeah, the vendor stuff was a lot bigger. There were a lot of food options, but again, just the branding and like that. There was some in Bologna, but not as. I was surprised that there was as little as there was, if I'm being honest. But I think this was a huge step up. And you saw at the beginning of the shop, they had like the cutouts of the iconic Mickey and Minnie.
Hey, yo, 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 what's up, what's up? Let's go, let's
What's
go.
up? I think that's the other one. I think that's the third one that I say. Mr. His Traverse Tavern.
Hot take. Blurple is going to be not in top 8.
Whoa, you heard it here first. What's up, guys? How you doing? Yo, yo, yo,
Oh,
yo, yo,
cheese
what's
curds.
up?
Yes, I did have
Whoa,
cheese
yo.
curds. They were super
Yo,
nice.
guys, what's up, what's up, what's
It
up,
was
what's
super,
up?
super nice. But yeah, I thought like the photo opportunities for here
hello.
were a lot better. Yeah, man, even this was blowing my mind.
up,
Like
guys?
walking
Yo,
around,
yo, yo,
like,
yo,
and the
yo,
fact
yo,
that this
yo.
many people
Let's go,
wanted
let's go.
to say hello to the camera and wave at the camera, and like far more people cared than not, from
What's
what
up,
I could tell, which
judges?
was wild. I said they were judges, which they may have been,
like,
but they may have
whoa.
also just been event staff. This is I showed the photo earlier. Again, I'm pretty sure this is Rules of Villain. Shout out to those guys.
My man.
Yeah,
gonna
love
sing it
this
for me?
mask.
Not as well as you.
Should we do it together?
Yes.
Do you hold this?
Certainly.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Be prepared. What's up? Good to meet you, brother. Awesome.
Good fun.
Oh, really? I'll be walking around the floor. Come and grab me anytime, brother. Yo, try not to kill your brother.
You may have think.
Yes, of course you can. How you doing? Welcome. Nice to meet you. Sorry, just shoving the camera in your face. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
You may have thought I said a
Yes,
word
mate,
there.
yes.
You were mistaken. I said banish. I
Yes.
said banish. Right, here we go. This is. I walked in the door with the crown. Let me get this up quick. There we go. I got back home on Tuesday at my flight landed at like 7 a.m. I was home by like 10-ish. And I got all my stuff out and I put the crown on the table, showed it to my mum. And she looked at me and she said, "Did they crown you their king?" And I said, "Kind of." I said, "Kind of." In a way. Kind of, sort of. But yeah, again, a huge shout out to Antique Artifacts for the absolute hookup with the Hexwell crown, man. Just,
Right, we recording?
Yes.
this is mind blowing. Mind blowing. It's too big.
This is the coolest thing I've ever owned.
I need to get some foam and put it on the inside, and then it would fit.
Get some tape.
Yeah. I just need a bigger head.
The Hexwell necklace.
Yeah. Love
Thanks to
that.
Liam for
Thank
filming
you so
this.
much, man.
You can get some foam.
Yeah. No, super cool. That is the most incredible thing. Thank you so much for that. That's on. Look at this.
Got here.
Look at this. That is amazing. That is the coolest thing I own, literally.
And it is. Literally, mate.
Wow.
Literally, mate.
And then we're doing this whole project.
Yeah, Lorcan Villain's pretty cool.
Fade HD with a
Yeah, this was the
twist.
fidget. This is the fidget thing.
We made custom ones for
I
the
showed the
cast.
picture
Oh,
of.
man.
Get the special color.
Oh, brother, thank
Yeah,
you
which
so
again,
much,
like
man.
as just something for me to fiddle with is amazing. But yeah, huge shout out to those guys. Like again, like this crown is available and not cheap.
So cool.
So
Honestly,
I'm
this is
very
like the
grateful
coolest
for the
thing I
hookup.
own now. So
Not
thank you so
something
much
I
for
would have
that.
been able to responsibly buy at this time.
Careful with packing.
But hopefully I can
will
bring
be very
some-
careful with
But
it.
I got it here.
So it's my job to get it home safely now.
And I nearly got it home safely. One small break.
No,
Fine.
genuinely,
It's
thank
fine.
you so much for that. I know it's a big deal, so I'm very, very grateful. I will absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully I can bring some more attention their way.
I've got a link down to your shop and everything.
But yeah,
so
very
I'll really
grateful
bring
for
some
it. It
more
was
attention your way as
such a surreal moment for me.
Good stuff. Let's go.
Such a surreal moment. Very glad to see this. They never had them in EU events last year. Not that I ever saw. Which actually was restrictive and made us like less able to do certain things.
Hey.
Yeah, so this bit also kind of blew my mind. Again, I've just started here. So the players are a little bit like,
Let's go.
What? Oh, it's Bago. And then like, yeah, you can slowly see people notice that I'm coming down doing this. But no, some people don't care and that's fine. Not everyone's going to care. Or maybe they care, but they just care more about being in game mode, right? Which is also fine. But as this continues to go, these tables start to get very responsive, which was like
Let's go.
super
Let's
cool,
go.
man. Not all of them. And again, they're focusing on more important things, so I gets it. And they might just not like me. Also, I gets it.
Let's go.
Yeah, just surreal to get to do this, though. To be honest.
Let's go. Let's go. Yo.
Shout to Carla.
Let's go. Yo.
Shout to Sky.
Good luck, guys. Smash it.
So here again, like I think the further I went, and more people actually saw what I was doing, and realizing then more and more people were like, "Yo, let me wave to the camera," and thank you for it, and please continue to do so. It's super flattering, and it's great for content. Shout out to Garrick's Lorcana Lair. Compared to other DLCs you've done, did this have about the same portion of women as others? More, 100% more. First DLC in America of Season 2, let's go! Let's go. Yeah, definitely felt like there was a larger presence of women at this event. 100%.
Every player that makes 18 points will make it to day 2. And as a reminder, also 3 match wins will net you a Mulan promo that's going to be handled either at the stage or at the prize pool, starting in round 4.
Yeah, I definitely could have had a smoother hand as I was getting this
B
B-shot footage. B-roll.
Also testing some policy at this
So
event.
my bad.
I'll go quickly over some of this.
I think I need to get a better
First one is a
a new...
clarification regarding
This was a present from Fidget, this one I've got. It's really cool because it's bendy, but it doesn't sit on it as well as it used to, so I think I need to get a new one.
But please do
I think
not
it's
ask for a
a little
concession.
rattly. Yes, I'm blaming the technology, not myself. Well, it's kind of my fault too, but I'm also blaming technology. Shout out to these guys. So much love
about 50
for
units.
this amazing team, and just so grateful to get to like be at an American DLC, man. It was an insane experience.
Is a play, if a player makes a play and they quickly realize that that is not the play they should be doing or wanted to do, bring attention
Little
to it
announcement
right
about
away.
take-backs.
A judge can assess whether to take that action back. So once again, it has to be quickly done.
Which I didn't hear as many awful stories about as I expected post-event. I've seen a few. I've read a few first-hand experiences from people. Some negative experiences. I was prepared, pun entirely intended, for a lot more and a lot worse. So again, there's still time for more. I guess not everyone has like the voice and the means to get their own experiences out into the public eye, and some just won't. So maybe it is still more, but again, from what I've heard, it's not been too bad. Shout out to the judges, as always. As always. But yeah, just nice to kind of do a bit of a chill stream. Just watch back the footage, kind of reminisce a little bit. Shout out to Dan, absolutely smashed it this weekend. Here he is the...
I'm sorry, but I have to get a close up of this.
I got the big card again.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Because yeah, he was in Baltimore at the Ink event, and he was doing the Sad Beast, and he also did the Sad Beast on the Sunday. But yeah, huge shout out to him. Goes all out on these costumes, and they're super cool. It's a great photo op to have him there, to be honest.
My man.
You're doing better.
I'm gonna get a close up of this. Hey, man. Give me your best. That's the intro. What's up, guys?
I did not use it as the intro, but still a great shot. Still a great shot. I tried to get as many of the players as possible at some point. Again, not everyone would have been seen, as well as others, depending on where you were sat. And
Thank you, brother.
but yeah, I just wanted to capture a little bit of my POV.
What a day, and what a pleasure to
I
be
agree.
here
Baker of the
in
past.
DLC Milwaukee. Americans are so nice, man.
They were outstanding. They were outstanding.
Let's
They
do it.
really were. So friendly. It was mind-blowing how many people said hello. Had some awesome interactions and conversations, and just made me all the more excited to come back. Obviously, we've got Richmond in January, and then I'm buzzing, mate, for Ghent.
brother. How you doing? Good?
Again, get to
Good
see
man, let's do it.
more of the European community again, and again, probably a lot of people in the EU community that I still haven't met even for the first time yet, and new players and stuff. But the fact that event is 4,000 plus players, that is going to be an insane experience, man. Insane.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I'd say close to half my opponents will. I'd say close to half my opponents will win. That's great. That's a great bit of data.
Yo.
Played 4 in the main event. Yeah, let's go.
What's up?
Let's go. But yeah, those
He is
cheese
the man
curds, mate.
himself.
On the
I'm good, brother.
yo,
How-
shout out to
how-
Dylan,
are we
Edge.
cooking?
We do secret Lorcana testing
We got
together.
a lot of people cooking.
And the SLT
Yes,
actually
let's
had
go,
a
man.
really great
Let's
run.
go. Have a great day, brother. Enjoy yourself.
We were as
Yo.
LTC were responsible for
What's up?
the majority of the blue steel conversion to day 2. Not all of it, but like a good chunk of it. So super proud of the SLTC peeps.
Thank you, brother. You had a good weekend? Awesome. Good man. Have a great day.
Oh, bless him.
Hey, you two.
Yo, and shout out
How
to
you
Lorcana
doing?
Duo.
Good to see ya.
She did.
You did well then,
incredibly.
yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's cook. 100%.
I hope so. I hope I didn't use all my luck yesterday. So.
Nah, we're gonna keep cooking. Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. Take it easy. Yo. Hey, another man that did very
Glad
well.
to see
Let's
Cara
go,
and
let's
Spessy
go.
and
How
Kim
we
all
doing?
come
How we
over
doing?
as well. That was
We
awesome.
cooking. How you feeling?
Cara had a great run as well,
Of
making
course,
day 2.
those are good, man.
Super happy for him, man.
I read, yeah.
Smashed it.
After round 3, all the way back to 16.
Absolutely smashed it.
Tactical 0-2 bracket.
As a woman, I only played one other woman in the main event, and it was my first DLC, so I was
Nah, you
curious.
got
Yeah,
it, brother. Let's
totally
cook.
fair.
Let's cook. How you feeling?
Totally fair.
I got 10,000 tickets.
There you go. Yeah, I bet you did. Here are the homies as well. Let's go. We cooking. How we feeling?
Good, Baker.
Yeah,
Excellent. Now that I'm seeing you.
Oh, my man. That's how to sweet talk me.
Another couple of guys that did very, very well.
How you doing, brother? You good?
And
Dapper.
Look at you, though.
top of the mountain, top of Swiss, top four.
Let's do it. Let's sort it. Let's do it.
Should be very proud of himself.
So how are we feeling after your performance yesterday, brother?
Best day ever. Let's go.
Let's go. We
Played
lock
all
it in.
my matches.
We
Yeah,
lock
that
it
will be the
in. Let's see
majority
you,
of
man.
people's
Take care,
experience
brother.
just by judging by numbers.
Boy.
No
Good
surprise
man,
no
good
surprise to
man.
hear that. But again, like it felt like there was a higher presence
course
of
you can.
women in the event as well. So
Are we doing, guys?
that was awesome. That
Yo,
was
let's
sick.
go. Yes, absolutely. CM
There's more
Punk,
people
next
playing.
champion.
It's
couple of wild community members here. Let's
great
go.
to meet
How we
Steven
doing?
as well.
Having a good day?
Someone I've been
Excited?
interacting with in the community for a long
Let's
time.
do it.
Really great guy. Runs the history of Lorcana Twitter page, if you're familiar with that. Your signature on the villain map brought me good luck. Yo, I'm glad to hear it, Medic. Medic Mason. Monaco was my first loss in round 7. There you go. The women were cooking. Yeah, I'm glad the playmat worked out well for you, my friends. But I reckon your play skills had something to do with it. That was me right after down by half a second. Sorry it was so brief. And here we have this was top 8. A game had finished. So not finished. The other 2 games were being recorded for primary and backup stream match. But yeah, this kid, man. And I did speak to his parents at the event. They gave me permission to use any footage that I had of young Aiden. And we're going to be taking a brief look at all the deck lists soon. Again, we're not going to go into deck lists in too much detail. We're at the end of this meta. People are excited for set 10. But we, of course, want to give everyone their shout out. So that'll be one of the last things we do. But yeah, Aiden taking the community by friggin' storm, man. By storm. Shout out to everyone in the stream. If you've not hit the like button, do please do so. It helps the reach of the video. And in turn the channel. And in turn makes me smile. So there you go. Yeah, Dog's having a fantastic run at this event. No huge surprise when one of your best matchups is the majority of the room. That being Blurple. And then Mr. Garston, who carried my fantasy team.
Somebody who's now known you for a year.
Can I get the close up? Hey, let's go. My man.
Second trophy.
Let's go, baby. Proud of you.
Man.
You carried my team.
You can hear my voice there, right?
Thank you very much.
I was done, bro. Yeah, and I think the remainder of this is no sound, just showing footage. So yeah, how much of it is left? 19. Oh, it's literally 3 minutes of just footage. So yeah, to wrap up the Milwaukee sort of section of the stream, and again, this VOD will be available if you want to go back and watch the entirety of this at any point. And again, there's a highlights video on my Twitter. But yeah, Milwaukee, man, was such a pleasure. A huge thank you to anyone who said hello. If anything from saying hello to shaking a hand to signing something to taking a photo to having a chat, whatever it was, I super appreciate you. Or even if you just waved at the camera as I came by and gave me some of your energy in a day that already consumes an awful lot of our energy as players. And staff and judges and commentators and whatever you're doing. These are long... little bit of sound there just catching me questioning this guy, asking if he got a buy, because this is all day 2 footage, and there was a guy that didn't have opponent at the beginning of round 9, so that was interesting. But yeah, anyone that I met that got involved in any way, super grateful to you. Like I put out a small video on Twitter while I was still there, just saying like the community in America was so welcoming to me and just so kind, and it was great to hear people's stories. And like, you know, anytime anyone references something you've done in Lorcana and says, oh, this was very meaningful to me, whether it was, again, covering a deck list or specifically the set championship showcase where we show players that don't necessarily always get the opportunity to be covered, or highlighting the juniors at any point in time. One that comes up a lot is the video I did before Worlds, but after I was announced doing Worlds. And I opened up about quite a lot of stuff that has been going on in my life, like at the time and going back a while. And it was it's like the most well-received video on the channel, and it's one that gets brought up a lot by people, and saying, like, thanking me for, like, being vulnerable and, like, talking about those sort of things. And, like, yeah, that happens a lot. A lot of people mention that video and talk about in what way it was meaningful to them, and I'm always so glad to hear that. Yeah, it's a super unique feeling that's really hard to describe, but I'm just very grateful to the community. And again, hopefully, from what people are saying, I am doing some good in the community. I certainly hope so. Do I want to find my own success and my own spotlight? I say find. Let's be real. I've had so much of it. Do I want that to continue, and do I want to continue to grow and achieve new things? 100%. But I also want to be the right person for the community and, like, do what I can to help the community. So yeah, I'm just so grateful to everyone out in the States who was just amazing, like, just out and out incredible. Great chatting over multiple outside breaks and hotel time with you. Yo, what's up, Eric? Appreciate you, man. Your authenticity is always a positive. I try, man. I spent so much of my life being fake. Like, if I'm just being real with you, like, putting on that persona, that alpha male BS, all the sort of things that we feel like we sometimes need to do to survive, especially considering I was in a world of musical theatre, which is very catty and very, like, it's a magical place, but it's not always the kindest place. And sometimes a lot of it is politics, and it's about, you know, I spent a long time feeling like I wasn't being my authentic self and just kind of like being what I thought was expected of me, and switching over to Lorcana Villain and, like, just being able to show my authentic self and, like, you know, be appreciated and find success with that has been life-changing, mate. So I'm super grateful to everyone. I'm going to look briefly now at the deck lists. It's not going to take long. I imagine 5-10 minutes tops we'll spend looking at these lists. But I want to, of course, celebrate the people that made top 8. Again, if you are someone that was in top 32 or are the teammate or best friend of someone that was in top 32, and you know it will be meaningful to you or to them to have their list at least even briefly mentioned here, then do please let me know in the chat. I'll try and keep an eye out for that. It would just be showing the Ink Decks version, but I of course will happily do that if the want and desire is there. But let's have a look through the deck lists. In first place, the DLC Milwaukee champion, the first ever 2-time DLC champion, the legendary Frank Scarston. Because we do have the one of Scar Future King. I did an interview with Frank Carston yesterday. I'm sure many of you have already seen his appearance on Podcana, talking all about the experience and some set 10 stuff, etc, etc. But I've also done my own interview. Some of the material may be something you've already heard, but we also talk about other experiences, more unique ones that hopefully there'll be something there that is for you, that is informative or entertaining. Even if it's just me and Frank playing Glimmer Island together. That will, excuse me, pardon me, that video will hopefully be going out tomorrow night. But yeah, in that we talk all about the deck list and his choices and what led him to it. But yeah, this is a, like, as a deck profiler, this is a dream. Anytime you can talk about something unique like this. Obviously the one off Scar, the +1 to allies, I think is probably the most important part of what this Scar is offering, but does allow that potential to draw a lot of cards, especially if you're combining with something like this Tinkerbell, one of those higher strength characters. The one off Tinkerbell as well is a shift option onto the 2 fast flyer, and having 2 white rose and 2 fast flyer is pretty interesting, right? Like, if that was 4 white rose, you would ink 1, play 1, but in some matchups, one's going to be better than the other. So again, it speaks to Frank's how much he enjoys just having options in the deck. The one off Jafar for the Challenger 2, and then one off Hypnotic Strength, that looks fine. The one off Timothy Q Mouse, who was obviously a bit of a show stealer when it came to his streamed matches. Just the one of Madam Mim. The most surprising thing to me was 3 dogs, and I did ask him about that in the interview I did with him last night, which will be going out tomorrow. But overall, like, it's it's the pilot that did the work here. I think we can be honest. Again, like most of the deck, it's Amethyst Steel, right? It's already consistent. It's already good at doing what it does. And there's not too much here that's tremendously outrageous. Like you want to go 1, 2, 3, preferably Genie into Sing Strength. This deck is perfectly fine at doing that. That curve is going to be available a lot. It's got a lot of consistency in it. You've got 4 obs of the cards that like really matter, like Strength and Elsa and Genie and Giant Cobra. I would say is a card you want to be like as a good, like a top deck a lot of the time. You think of the 4 instead of 4 White Roads as 2 White Roads, 2 Tinkerbell, and you ink the one that's better. Like you play the one that's better and ink the other. So while there are some like peculiar counts here, like it's a deck that can absolutely get away with it. But yeah, the lack of 4th dock, I'm not sure. You're a braver man than me, Frank Carsten, but Frank Carsten is indeed a bit of a genius. So again, super happy for him, and yeah, very, very, very cool deck lists. Really appreciate the photo and brief chat. We'll see you again in Richmond, as long as I get a ticket, and hopefully 3rd time will be the charm for me not feeling as awkward. Never have to feel awkward around me, and I'm very appreciative of your support. He also did a small Q&A in our WhatsApp group about his win. Lots of fun to see him talk about the deck and the thought behind it. Yeah, again, Frank Carson is just an encyclopedia of knowledge. So yeah, shout out to him. Back-to-back DLC. I'd say back-to-back, like, not really back-to-back, but the first one in Europe of Season 1, and then the first one of North America in Season 2. Like, again, there's some poetry there. Shout out to Frank. Second place, we've got Junior Franco, whose name I think was actually Carlos. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. We've got the 1 jump ahead as 9th 2-drop ramp, which has pretty much become the norm. 2 copies of magical maneuvers to give you an extra way to exert. 1 Ursula makes sense. Again, it's so important to exert down characters, and she's a 5 cost, so one of her and a Belle or an Elsa is singing you 2nd star to the right. Maybe you do get a cheeky free sing of Into the Unknown. But yeah, magical maneuvers, another way to exert characters, and then bouncing a Hades or an Elsa or a Belle back to your hand seems super reasonable, and it's inkable anyway. So yeah, deck not too out of the ordinary. A huge shout out to Carlos on 2nd place at the DLC. A fantastic accomplishment, and I'm sure he'll go on to do a lot more. In top 4, we have Jonathan Williams, another very well accomplished player, a golden Mickey winner. Again, I talk a lot in content and in DLCs about, you get the players that were at Worlds last year, and then there's a long list of like very well-known, respected players that had good seasons and success, but didn't make it to Worlds. You talk about people like Kendall Burdett is one name on that list. Jonathan Williams is arguably another one who's found a lot of, like, again, proved himself as a very strong player, and making top 4 DLC in Milwaukee with a pretty basic Amethyst Steel list. Has opted to run the Mr. Smee over the Jafar Rule Vizier, which was a point of conversation that I've been bringing up quite a lot. That I thought maybe it is better to run Mr. Smee over the Royal Vizier, just because if you don't show them a purple card the first couple of turns, then you maybe keep the idea on the table for them that you're Sapphire Steel. I don't even know how much that would even change their approach to the matchup. Probably not at all. But still, if you can like leave confirmation of your ink colors a little longer, then there's potentially some niche situations where that's going to be useful to you. And yeah, if like in an ally blue steel list, you would run Mr. Smee. I have seen some people argue back, or not argue, but again debate back, that might not be true just because there is a Captain Hook who stops your pirates from, I don't know if it's questing or challenging. I think it's challenging. I need to double check, but it stops your pirates from being able to do one or the other. I don't think that sees enough play. I think if that happens in 1 round out of 9, and in the other 8, it can potentially be beneficial to hide my second ink color a little longer from my opponent. I just instinctively feel like over the course of like 12 rounds of Swiss, that's going to create more benefits than punishes for running the Smee. But I absolutely understand it as a viewpoint. Let me know down in chat. In fact, I will do a little poll. Why not? I have the power. Guys, if you didn't know, I have the power. Let's start a poll. Take off caps lock Baker to drop evasive. Let's find out what the people think. Smee or Jafar? there's a poll for you. Lets me know down below. Are you with me? And saying, yo, Mr. Smee, let them think you're Blue Steel or Raw Vizier because you don't want to risk that Captain Hook being annoying. But yeah, list looks pretty much where we would expect it to be. A couple of copies of Happy, 2 Fire the Cannons, but yeah, a fantastic job. Congratulations to Jonathan Williams in top 4. Again, super proud of Dan. He's worked very hard for a long time and tasting the fruits of labour, as it were, winning a Golden Mickey in a top 4 at DLC. I speculated on the stream that he probably... you know, spent a lot of time playtesting with Lizard Kitty, Melissa, who's part of TFM, and this deck is very much her bread and butter. She's been playing and finding success with it for a long time, so it makes sense that if Dan was going to pick this one up, then he would have a chat with Melissa about it, and obviously came in spades all the way to top 4. Most of this deck where we would expect it to be. I think the Pluto pretty standardized by now. The Lewis is something of a tech card. Obviously, if they play Captain Hook or Rafiki, then this is awful, but you're only running 2 copies. You can just ink it. I think it's reasonable into other things. So yeah, a humongous congratulations to TFM Dan. In top 8, we've got Dylan Brown, another Dogs deck, a 2-line special. We do have the Tiana package in here. So this Tiana adding the tax to make opponents' challenges even more awkward. We're also seeing 2 copies of the Emerald Chromicon, which Dan was not a fan of at all. He was telling me quite passionately that not a believer in the Emerald Chromicon. But yeah, the Tiana is reasonable, and if you're going to run that, then playing it with the Aurora for a turn 2 drop of it seems pretty good. Improvise, again, just being a cantrip, but also targeting down those pesky illusions, namely the Iago. So yeah, 2-line special looks super neat. Congratulations to Dylan Brown. Hoping to be able to keep a competitive Dogs deck for set 10. It's probably one there. Aggro definitely took a hit. But I think the meta is reasonably open at the moment, although I think Prince Philip is king. But they're like every other deck that was kind of struggling got a little bit better. There's still some, like, I've done most of my testing with red purple. But there's a lot more testing to be done, but I'm very excited for this meta. We got Chris Oyola, another Golden Mickey Golden Mickey winner, I do believe. So super cool. We've got the one-off Jasmine here, who you can discard a card and give her Challenger 3, hitting for 6, taking out Hades, taking out Elsa, taking a big chunk out of something like a Madam Mim Elephant, and obviously Blurple being traditionally the worst matchup for Purple Steel. So Jasmine's a nice big body hunter. 3 copies of Finders Keepers is really, really interesting. Not a card that I've often seen in Purple Steel decks, and again, talked a lot of... I played Purple Steel for set championships, 2 of them, 2 public ones. The content creator one, I ran Green Blue, but for my 2 public ones, I played Purple Steel. Picked up a couple of promos, wasn't able to cinch that mat, but definitely a good experience. And I got to do a lot of chatting and did some spent some time with Thiago in chat. Like playing some games, talking theory. So yeah, a little surprised to see this Finders Keepers here, but worked out really well for Chris, and the Pluto is certainly a little bit more out of the ordinary. We've got a Jafar Royal Vizier Believer. So huge shout out to Chris. We'll finish with Aiden. Next up, we got Diego Saz, level 9001, another gentleman that I've been known to do secret Lorcana testing with, a previous DLC champion, a Worlds player, and I know that Diego was putting on the grind going into this event, like for a long while. Diego's been working extremely hard, working at the sort of pace you need to be working at if you want to consistently be doing well in these DLCs. And don't get me wrong, sometimes you'll put in all the work and you still won't get that consistency, because variance is a thing and luck is a thing. You really need luck and skill to shake hands at these sort of events. But Diego is absolutely someone that I know puts in the time and the work and the effort. So a huge shout out to him. Running Dogs, we do have those Emerald Chromicons, and we do have 2 copies of that Prince Philip, who you will see a lot more in set 10 format. But yeah, just a warded 3/2 quest for 2 is a super reasonable inkable character to include. So a huge shout out to Diego. Excuse me. And the final list for us to look at today, the youngest ever. Hold on. Wait. wait. Let's give this man the hype deserved. The hype deserved, my guys. I said it in the award ceremony to end the stream. A young man that has stolen the heart of the Lorcana community. Top 8 at DLC Milwaukee. Qualified for the North American Championships. And the youngest ever Golden Mickey winner. I present to you Aidan! Mate, what a story. What a legend. What a future champ in the making. Please hurry up and create a juniors Illuminator League. Simply so that the rest of us don't have to pair into people like Aidan. Get him out. I'm joking. What an accomplishment, man. And the community lost their minds. Again, I was in the lounge recording a segment while he was playing his game against DKP, but you could hear it across the hall, man. And I heard so much about it. I heard there were tears. I heard there were, like, yo, what a piece of lore for the Lorcana community. So happy for this young man. And super excited to see what the future brings him. Again, like, not my first time meeting young Illumineers with an awful lot of talent. Shout out to Bradley in the UK and his dad Neil. And I've been sent other deck lists in the past from young Illumineers performing really well. And there were a couple of, like, Aidan wasn't the only, like, person 10 or under to make day 2. So yeah, the future looks bright, my guys. We got Aidan with some good old-fashioned amber steel. Most things where we would expect them to be. We've got those Troubadours, the Sky Special. Only 2 copies of that Lilo Escape Artist. And we are opting, instead of Jafar Rule Vizier, for the Lilo, who gives Challenger 2 to all of your characters on play, allowing for some out-of-nowhere, fun, challenging turns. 3 copies of Fire the Cannons. Players really wanting to remove the Aurora. I think removing the turn 1 Basil. I mean, Blurple should be a good matchup for you anyway, but getting rid of that Basil sounds pretty good as well. Yeah, so like even against the purple decks, right? And any of the purple decks pop in their 1-drop if they played like Palace Guard or Royal Guard or Captain Hook, things like this, like just on the draw, just pop them. Greetings from Canada. What's up, Stephen? It was fantastic to meet you over the weekend, sir. Excuse me. So yeah, everything else pretty much where we would expect to see it. Again, Amber Steel should be having a pretty good matchup into Blurple. And Blurple was a ton of the room, and DKP did a pretty big write-up talking about how impressed he was with Aidan's play and how speedy he was with his decisions and precise. So yeah, man, what an incredible story coming out of DLC Milwaukee. So a huge shout out to Aidan as well. I do believe that be all of them. I do believe it to be true. We've talked about everyone else here. Yes, we certainly have. So I don't need that one anymore either. So yeah, that's basically like it. Again, if anyone has got any like burning questions that they want to ask, then we'll do it now. But other than that, I think this is a nice place to leave it. We started off with just chatting a little bit about the last month and talking about my experience at Hercules the other night, which was really awesome. Again, a huge honor to be invited to along to go and see that. Hades sang "Be Prepared" after. So the original voice actress for Meg came up on stage, and she sang "I Won't Say I'm in Love," and then Hades sang "Be Prepared." Box has been open, but you can certainly go back and watch the VOD. Super goof, my friend. Yeah, Hades sang "Be Prepared." Then Hercules came on and sang Gaston. Then Philatites sang Poor Unfortunate Souls, and then the OG voice actress for Meg came back on and sang Mother Knows Best. So that was a really, really cool. That was the Halloween special. They don't always do that, so that was amazing to get to see. So yeah, we started off with that. We opened a box of Whispers in the Well, which was a lot of fun. Got a couple of hits. Nothing on JDZ's box, but a couple of hits nonetheless. Then we watched through the 20-minute full vlog from Milwaukee. And then looked through the deck list, and that kind of brings us to the end. Again, if there are any questions, then I will answer them at this time. But other than that, again, I just want to say, like, just a humongous thank you. If I met you over the weekend in Milwaukee, genuinely thank you for making the experience incredible. And again, if I met you back in Bologna, whether it was for the first time or seeing you again, like, Bologna was amazing. I had an incredible time. The only sour note of it was just, like, that I got so sick coming out of it. That's literally it. But, like, getting to see the community and to get to cast and to host was all fantastic big wins. So it's been great to do 2 events back to back. And yeah, I just remain grateful to the community for, like, not getting bored of me yet, essentially, not getting tired of me. I know the time will come, and there will be a time there will come a time. But I'm enjoying every moment of it that I get to experience so far, man. And soaking it all up. Try and bring some good to the Lorcana community, and yeah, like I want Lorcana to be the rest of my life. Like, I'm sure things will change in terms of content creation, and my role may change, nothing's promised, but I'm locked in for season 2, at least for the DLC, the English speaking DLCs that have been announced. So that's been life changing. Like, just getting to say to mum, like, when I got offered the contract to be the host, and we got offered all at once the 3 DLCs in Europe and the 3 in America, like, just being able to, like, to myself, but also to Mama Villain, just being able to say there'll be money for Christmas. That was huge. It is huge, because that's not been a guarantee year to year. But being able to say to Mum, look, I've got these 2 gigs right next to each other, so I'll be able to put some money aside for Christmas. Don't worry, I got us. So that's great, and knowing that I've got a couple of assured paydays coming up over the course of the year. Again, like, they're very spread out. We're still not where I want to be and where I kind of need to be able to invest in Lorcana full time. But, like, we are 50% at least better than we were last year, 100% more than the year before that. And it's been incredible, and it's such an honor, and I'm just super grateful to everyone for being awesome. What's your favorite new card? I think the head, like, meta wise, Headless Horseman. I think it's probably the junior guidebook is probably actually, like, one of the best new cards playability wise. The new Hades is good as well. I was a bit unsure about that, but that's very good. But yeah, Headless Horseman I am a fan of, and Damona's also very, 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 very good. Yeah, there's a lot of chase cards for Whispers in the Well. It was awesome to meet you in Milwaukee. Thank you for signing 2 of my B prep. I hope I can see you in Richmond. It was my pleasure, Ray. Let me know in Richmond if you want me to finish off that playset. Let me know. You know how to embody the host role. I hope so, because I know what a unique opportunity it is and position it is for me to be in. So I, at the very, very least, want to make the most of it. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to leave it there. Expect tomorrow evening the interview that I did with Frank Carsten to go out. And then I would say probably Monday or Tuesday is when I will look to record my day 1 deck lists for Whispers in the Well. Obviously, it won't be perfect. It's like just early thoughts and speculation, but I definitely want to get that out there. And if I can find the time that I'd like to do the Rogue deck. Again, I should have more time going forward, right? Because I've not got as many events coming up. And again, in the preparation for Wakefield, where I'm planning to play, I want to be grinding, man. So maybe we even do another stream of just playing games on Pixelmon Connect or just with friends or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm confident that over November we should get to a good place concerning content. That would be great. Are you going to stay on Ruby Am? Yes and no. It's what I've been testing predominantly so far. That being said, I do think blue-green is probably going to end up being the best deck in the format. And if I think that to be the case for, like, Wakefield might be, like, it's going to be the biggest event I've played in a long time and might be the last for a long time. So I definitely want to take it seriously. So if I think that something is that much better to run for Wakefield, then I reserve the right to do that. And it would probably involve Prince Philip. But Ruby Amethyst is what I've been testing a lot. I think we're in a much better spot than we were last set. I think we struggle against the blue-green Prince Philip deck, but there are ways that you can pilot it, and maybe you get a little bit lucky. And I think generally Ruby Amethyst has got a good matchup spread across the rest of the board, though you have to make allowances in some places. Like if you want to make yourself better against the more control-y decks, then you probably have to cut a lot of the anti-aggro package, like the Sisus, and like I was running Medusas and like Queen of Hearts, the 2-drops and those sort of things that help a lot against Amber Steel aggro. And help a little bit against Purple Steel. Like, sometimes just bouncing back that Calhoun is enough to, like, win you the game. But against the more control decks, they're not great. So you have to kind of you have to build Ruby Amethyst choosing if you want a bit more consistency against control or you want to not just lose straight to aggro. But I do think we're going to be in a better position in this set than we were for set 9 meta. You're going to need all new foils. I've never played with a fully foiled out deck, fun fact. I've just never been able to. Like if I put a full place, like I won't run a foil of a card in a deck unless I've got all 4 of them, and I have very rarely had 4 of foils. And it's never. I've not bought a lot of singles. I bought some Max Goofs recently on Cardmarket just because they were cheaper than I'm expecting them to be relatively soon. And I had none, so I wanted to get mine. But other than that, I don't buy a lot of singles. Just not been in a financial position to really be able to justify it. And don't get me wrong, I'm making better money than I was a year ago, but like a year ago I was broke. I'm now like, okay, I can start maybe like putting a little bit of money aside for, you know, emergencies in the future. Like try and like sustain myself a little bit. That would be nice. I hope that's okay. So I've never been able to foil out a deck, but I'm hopeful that one day I will manage to do it. I hope you record and get some hosts to talk through your games again. Yeah, that will happen again. The next Content Creator Set Championships is in December. I can't share the exact date, but it is happening in December. And I dare say Fidget will be coming along to join me to help pick up footage. That being said, close to the time, I will mention this in an actual video closer to the time. But while it's always great to get that gameplay footage, and I'm super grateful for Fidget for coming out to help me improve the production and the quality of that, the last sets, the set 9 ones, some of the worst performing videos the channel's ever had. And we are going to do it again in December, but if that is true again, and it's as bad as the last ones were, then I may have to lower the production quality, because it's not fair to keep bringing Fidget out for an entire day. Like, he's working hard, he's providing equipment, he's charging me far less than he could, like, with anyone else, essentially. It's also taking him out of action for a day, he could get gigs out doing other things. So it's not fair to keep having Fidget come out if the videos are then, like, just not performing well, when I could literally just take the one camera that I own, the one you're seeing, well, we're not showing the view right now, but not the one you're watching with me right now, the one picking up this one. This one. This better camera. I could literally take just that and then just show literally the gameplay, no hand cam, no face cam, anything like that, and that would probably just be fine. So I will mention it again closer to the date in December, but yeah, like I'm hoping if people enjoy those videos, then hopefully they can perform a little bit better, because I don't want to keep wasting Fidget's time, and you know, if we just need to scale back production, then we will do. Your buddy's name is Fidget. That's too perfect. It absolutely is. Again, I will give another humongous shout out to my very good friend Fidget, who did come along with me to see Hercules the other night in the West End, and we did indeed go as Ratigan and Fidget. I am missing my top hats because I ordered one and it was not delivered on time. So there we go. huge shout out to him. And then, yeah, Hercules was great. No, I did not get to keep this giant card. I am hoping... I'm hoping it's because they need to use it for something else. And then once they've done that, hopefully we can snag it. But that's basically everything I wanted to cover in today's stream. Again, expect an interview with Frank Carsten tomorrow. And then decklist videos. Day one, not coverage, but day one decklist video, decklists of my own. Expect that content throughout the rest of the week. And hopefully we can bring content a little bit more consistently over the course of November. Because October has been an extremely busy month, but a blessed month. I'm very, very lucky. And again, I'm just so, so grateful for the community. But that is going to be it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe for all things Lorcana. Hit that like button to show your support. And we'll see you soon.